Hello, and today it's the 122 Heritage and the Hammond C3. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, not necessarily in that order, wherever you happen to be in the world. Afternoon here, and quite warm it is. I'm going to go out for a walk later on. That's how warm it is. My life. So, just enough time really to continue our story of the Leslie 122H, which was lent to me by the good people at Hammond UK. Do check them out. Website's pretty easy to find. This actual 122 is the demo one, but they stock them and they sell them, and they are at discounted prices. Mention my name and all that. Okay, so what we're going to do, you remember last week the 122 fell apart ever so slightly. There was a gust of wind and all the back came off, and we were able to have a bit of a look inside, which we wouldn't normally be able to do. We'll have put it all back together again very carefully and very lovingly, honestly, Hammond UK, and we are now going to have a listen to it with the wonderful Hammond C3, 1960 C3. Now, the Leslie 122H has an 11-pin modern input and also has a 1/4-inch jack. The Hammond C3 doesn't natively have an 11-pin, but mine does have a 1/4-inch DI out. And for the moment, I'm going to disengage all my lovely ProfCon overdrive stuff here, and if you want to have a look at what that's all about, there's another video on my channel for that. Okay, so let's have a go. Remember, please, if you like this, please like and subscribe, ding the old dingy bell and what have you. It allows more people to see this who might want to see it, and that's good for me, it's good for you, it's good for everybody. And, you know, cup of coffee, Patreon, you know where to find me, Nick Foley UK. Enough of that. Let's have a listen to this. Right, so I've just switched it on. I've just got it up onto Pro Tools with the same microphones that I use pretty much all the time. And maybe later, if you like, we'll go head to head with the original 122, which is in the recording booth over there, or even the Pretender, the 3300. Why not? Let's get them all together and see what we're going to go. And we'll do it on the C3, and maybe we'll do it on the SK5 too. You let me know, okay, what you want to see. I'm here for you, right? There'll be no point in me sat here doing it on my own for no reason. Stranger things have happened though. So, first things to note before I get too silly, that is loud, right? That is quite loud. So I've got it turned maybe on about a 1/4 at the moment, and I remember the pain from when I did the Hammond UK event in Milton Keynes, and people went on an SK5 and that exact 122H, and they played for 20 minutes and then someone else came on or what have you, but what they didn't realise is that myself and Dirk and Tony, we were there for 8 hours. So next time I'll do that. Earplugs. Here we go. Right, so bearing in mind it's loud, we'll just have a little bit of a mess about. There'll be more playing than anything else. I don't have an overhead camera today, so you're going to see this ugly old face and body and what have you. But it's not about the notes, it's about the sound, isn't it? Okie dokie. Well, that sounds like a Leslie 122, doesn't it? And the eagle-eyed of you may have spotted that I'm actually running a little Hammond foot pedal here, which I'm just going to pull a bit closer to myself, which is running the fast, slow thing, because it's obviously not going through the 11-pin. If you really want to know, my drawbar is 8888852110, right? So just something to get us going with. And you can hear a little bit of overdrive as well, can't you? It's a little bit warm, very warm, and there's your valves, right? So I mean, what do you think of it? I want one, I want one. Well, do you know the readiness? That readiness. Now, when I was running the 6550 tubes in my 122, which this has, I didn't get that readiness sound, and I hope that you know what I mean by that. But I didn't get that sound until I put KT88s into there for the power amp section. So there's a little bit of an idea. Will it go loud? Of course it will. Well, that's driving. Driving, driving, driving. But do we want it driving? Well, maybe we don't want it driving. Let's please everybody just for a moment, shall we? That's a piece of work, that is. That's an amazing piece of work. We'll compare, I think. That's what we'll do. We'll compare. I'll get the 122 out as well, and we'll get the XK5, and we'll do some work on that. With the XK5, of course, I can record something MIDI, and I can reamp it. I can play it back, so I can play exactly the same thing back, and we can flick between the old and the new, which will be quite cool. For the C3, I can't do that, unfortunately, so we're just going to have to live with my shoddy playing for a while. So, wow, that's got some bite to it, hasn't it? 888. And I wonder if I hold it, will we have stationary? We do as well, so there you go. So you've got your John Lord, or you can get your vibrato swell on if you want. Wow, that really, really bites. If anybody wants to give me one of these, then please just give me a shout. That's quite incredible. Okay. Sounding good to you? Wow, 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 wow. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. Okay. Let's, just for a laugh, engage my ProfCon over here, and that should put a little bit more dirt into the mix. Hooray! 40% of you say. Oh dear, 60% of you say. But never mind, we'll just have to, you know, work between the two of us, won't we? Okay. Very bright without it, isn't it? I noticed. But then I've not got everything turned to flat out. Not yet, anyway. Okay, well, I think, what have we learned? Well, we've learned I'm a bit rusty in the morning, but other things we've learned, excuse me, is that this little fella is truly authentic. The sound is quite incredible. It's quite loud. I know it's going to compress a bit as it gets to the top, but it seems a lot louder than my 122, which usually sits sort of behind a door, but still, even with the door open, that does seem a lot louder. My ears hurting in a slightly different and more pleasing way. So, very loud, very warm, clearly got all the valve loveliness as well. It mates perfectly to a C3. Well, you would hope so, wouldn't you? Next time we'll have a look at the XK5, same scenario, and we'll get the 122 on with the C3, the old, my 1960 122, and feel the difference. Maybe even throw in a 3300 for good measure. What do you think? Beautiful. Okay, remember to like and subscribe. I really appreciate if you do. If you like and subscribe, I'll do more of these. If you don't, I won't do more of these. I've got plenty of things to do. It's absolutely fine. Okay, I'll see you next time. Thank you very much.